This is dinner. Our chef. This is Doug's. This is the master. Our chef, former athlete, but now a chef. He's the man. Keeps me healthy, feed my vegetables and all these things. If anything goes wrong with my diet, this is man to blame. Coach tells him what I should get in my diet and he makes sure it happens.
Are you serious in terms of food?
Yeah, of course. Listen, the coach said I gotta eat some quality food and make sure I eat some quality food. That's the way to go. All right? The good stuff.
No drinking for the athlete.
No drinking for me, man. I'm best.
In the evening, it's open house at the Bolt residence. His brother Siddiqui, some old friends, and a few of Jamaica's finest athletes gather for a game of dominoes. That's as wild as it gets. Usain hasn't always lived in Kingston. He grew up 3 hours away in Jamaica's rural northwest. The fastest man in the world was born in the sleepy village of Sherwood Content, where time seems to have stood still.
It is a farming community. We have no factory or so forth, so people have to rely on what they grow to survive.
It's wonderful in the morning and waking up. That's why I love going back home. It's peaceful, you can relax, breathe in some fresh air.
No crime, it's quiet.
The Bolt family still live in the house where Usain was born on the 21st of August, 1986.
Well, of course, when Usain born, I was happy that he was a boy, of course. I always want a boy then.
He was big. He was a big baby. He weighed 9.5 pounds.
The nurse said this guy looked like he was on the earth for quite a few months before he was born. He's a type of person who doesn't sit down. He always keep moving. And then the doctor say he was hyperactive, too many energy, and he got to use it up.
It was free. We could just be wherever we want to go, whether to the river, to the... You know, it was unrestricted. It was just this landscape in front of you. The urban here would say country was boring. For us, country was the best thing ever. We did anything as a child growing up in the country. Stone, mangoes, karate kick, games.
Playing in the dirt, walking on barefoot, walking in the rain, all these things bring back memories.
As mother, she overprotected. She loves him too much.
As a mother, I would have to try to shield for him.
Sometimes if he do anything wrong, she might hide it from me because he didn't want him to get any spanking. I always lay that rule down. A policeman must not come to the house and ask for you. I don't like that. And then, thank God that it does not happen up to now.
Usain didn't always want to be an athlete. As a child, he had a different passion.
When we were growing up, it was cricket. Cricket was the sport. Brian Lara, Courtney Walsh, Courtney Ambrose, you know, cricket was the passion, you know. He loved cricket.
We used to use banana stock to cut it in half and stick the sticks into it. So I'd stand in the middle of the road and you use like coconut limbs and cut them into bats and stuff. And anything you could find, you'll make it in the balls, really.
He was a good bowler, very good fast bowler, and very good opening batsman. We used to imitate, like, the Pakistani or the Indian, and like, mushy, mushy, mushy!
He did want to be a cricketer. He both played cricket on tracks at primary school. But we decided the future, and we said, well, I think it's best for him to do tracks. He did want to do cricket, but he finally accepted what we said, and he just went along with it.
He didn't look like the rest of the youngsters. Just the way he was built, he looked different than the rest of the youngsters. He was taller than them, very skinny. He stood out from the crowd.
Following his father's advice, Usain turned his back on his first love, cricket, and focused his energies on sprinting. In 2001, aged just 14, he competed in his first international competition in Hungary.
And the main thing was the way he ran. He was upright with his strides, and his knees were always coming up very high.
Bolt won the heats, but was eliminated in the semi-final. The defeat didn't matter. Bolt had proved what his father believed, that he had huge potential as a sprinter. his talent on the track didn't go unnoticed, and the next year he was selected to run in the World Junior Championships in Kingston. Just 15, Bolt lined up against athletes 3 to 4 years his senior.
We covered the World Championship, but it would have been difficult for a youngster because he's young in every respect, mentally and otherwise, and you're coming into a stadium of maybe 25, 30,000 people, and they're expecting so much of him, and that's been his life so far, that there has been great expectation because they believe that he has the ability to do great things.
He cried before he go to Kingston. He didn't want to go because he said he just don't think he can beat those guys, you know? But he was persuaded by his grandmother and his mother.
He started to cry, and we told him that shouldn't worry about that. He's going out there, and whatsoever is done, we'll accept it. He dried up his tears, and the next morning he was out.
On the outside, and Christian going very well. Christian on the outside. Here comes Usain Bolt of Jamaica. Takes leading the 200 fighter, heading towards the gold medal. Usain Bolt is a world junior champion.
That was the first time for me really watching him. The crowd started to roar, and everybody was just shouting, Bolt, Bolt. As a mother, I was really excited. I started jumping, and I run to the front of the stand.
I became the lightning bolt of the world. That was still and will always be my greatest moment. That was my first move. Salute to the crowd. People loved it. I remember everything about Usain, son.
I like to say to my mother and my father, I love them and everything, and I'm glad they always push me to do my best.
Usain and Leo Bolt of Sherwood Content, Trelawney, you must be very contented. God bless you.
Thank you.
Because of his name, his surname Bolt, people associate it with lightning, bolt of lightning, bolt flashes, you know, bolt sprints away. Because his name was very easy to use to describe, just the adjectives were easy because of his name Bolt. Everybody was talking about him because the mere fact is that people thought that the Americans had the best runners at that age, and he beat all of them out of sight. And he was doing it at 15 years old. You know, people were saying, this is a world beater. I've never seen anybody as young do as well as he did so early.
That race won him instant national recognition. Overnight, Bolt became the new star of Jamaican sprinting.